Good evening. Welcome to CINEKYD Theater. To start the program, a very special student-made film. Hello again. This is Bob Clark, Executive Director for CINEKYD Enterprises, and I'm very pleased that you could be with us for tonight's program. What you saw before the company credit was a motion picture designed and developed by one of our student filmmakers. His name is Chris Wilson. He's 12 years old, and the editing, the scripting, and the soundtracking for that particular motion picture was entirely his effort. Now, as is our custom, having seen CINEKYD through Chris Wilson's eyes, we're going to take you behind the scenes with our background cinematographers to CINEKYD on a Wednesday night as we are in production for our series of sequences from the 7 Keys, the development of our radio play, and, of course, a lot of other interesting things that are all a part of the wonderful world of CINEKYD. It's a glorious Wednesday evening. Boys and girls are hard at work. First order of business, of course, is to execute the sequence from 7 Keys. You know, it's not all fun and games here at CINEKYD, and sometimes it's a little harder than other evenings when one works with so much fantastic electronic equipment. there are bound to be those evenings when, in spite of all planning and preparation, things just refuse to operate the way that they're supposed to. We consider that a challenge for our staff and our young people. In spite of the heartbreak and heartache, in spite of the continual frustrations, the show must go on. And it's not just a question of keeping the actors and actresses in tune, but also the problem of getting that gear to at least function well enough to get a sequence on tape. The young people rehearse the night before taping. By the same token, the set is constructed about 24 hours before we actually shoot. And then on a Wednesday night, when the actual Seven Keys drama unfolds before the television cameras, that's the time that we light and set the mics and practice the camera moves and go through the fine, detailed direction that takes a concept and an idea, mixes it together with a bunch of teenagers, and creates the Seven Keys. Meanwhile, down the hall, our young people are working in a variety of situations designed to improve their ability as audio technicians and radio personalities. As a matter of fact, on this particular Wednesday evening, we were both preparing the dramatic sequence, CINEKYD Radio Playhouse, our public radio effort, and we had a very special workshop for youngsters who were interested in becoming disc jockeys. Again, both programs, simultaneous efforts on a Wednesday evening. Here we attempt to train boys and girls in the art of programming materials, as well as articulation, diction, enunciation, those kinds of things that make a youngster a very, very effective speaker on the air. And the boys and girls must learn as well all the details of the equipment that will carry their voices, will record it, use of filtering mechanisms, the recording machines themselves, assessing playbacks, what does an equalizer do. These are all the kinds of things that are part of the instruction in radio here at CINEKYD. Down in the Gordon Audion, the young people are engaged in a rather advanced series of acting workshops. A little mixture of role-playing, some interpretation, a variety of creative opportunities for young people to work in the area of acting. And in this particular situation, in developing realistic characterizations. On the night that these scenes were shot, the small but very animated group had been divided almost into two camps in terms of dealing with a situation where 50% of our kids felt that the characters would naturally respond one way, and of course, as is the custom with young people, the other 50% felt that the situation should be played in a different context. The only way to resolve the dispute was, of course, to have young people act out the situations without benefit of script or prepared guidelines. So what you see here are young people attempting to stage scenes, create their own dialogue, and make effective presentations totally and completely on their own.
When I thought that the duck should be a woman.
Exactly. Okay. If that's what it's like behind the scenes, and that's all that's involved in preparing these different television dramas, then of course it's got to be exciting in front of the camera. Having prepared you, and hopefully prepared ourselves, it's time to join Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson in the mystery of the Seven Keys. We're on Baker Street in London. Dr. Watson has finally returned home to recuperate after his injury. This is a dramatic moment on Baker Street as we join our players.
Watson, how are you feeling today?
Oh. All right, I suppose.
Isn't it great to be back home?
I only wish I could remember it as home.
Don't worry. It'll come back to you in time.
Every day since I've gotten out of the hospital, I sat here and racked my brains trying to remember the things around me.
Watson, there's no need to worry. The doctor said it'll come back to you bit by bit, without any trouble.
I suppose.
Dr. Watson? Miss Hudson needs some tea.
Oh. Well, thank you very much.
Yes, Watson. Darcy is new around the home here.
Darcy, is it?
Yes.
And I've never met you before.
No, sir. No. May I leave now?
Yes.
Holmes, I seem to have a recurring thought.
What's that, Watson?
Well, it's of you and I in a warehouse.
Yes. That's where you were injured.
We were looking for something. And it was dark. And we thought we were alone. But there was somebody else. Holmes!
Watson, are you all right?
Holmes!
Watson!
I remember. I remember it all.
Stand still. But I want to talk to this man. I don't like him.
You'll do as you're told. You know what's good for you.
But what if he hurts us?
He won't.
Good evening, sister. Oh, chum. Lovely evening, isn't it?
Jason has some information for you,
Does he now?
but not without reward.
Is that how it's going to work?
Don't you dare touch him. Look over there.
Oh, so I'm not alone.
First sign of trouble, they'll call the nearest Bobby.
There'll be no trouble. Here's 10 quid.
Not much. Tell the professor, the girl, the old man. I'm not mistaken. Sherlock Holmes is about to figure it all out.
Are you sure?
Quite.
It's really getting exciting now. Those of you who have been following the Seven Keys since its inception in the fall of 1980 will be pleased to know that we're going to present the conclusion to this great mystery in just 2 weeks. So you stay with us. There are just 2 more chapters leading to the climax of the mystery of the Seven Keys. And now, I'm very pleased to present the conclusion of a motion picture that we introduced last week here on CINEKYD Theater. We entitled it The Neptune Disaster, and as I explained at that particular time, the film is an early CINEKYD effort. It was done in a very, very curious fashion. Actually, independent student filmmaking groups dealt with the entire subject of what would happen to groups of people if an ocean liner went down and they were all stranded on this particular island, but with the exception of 6 or 8 at a time, if they didn't know of each other's existence. And so what we have is a series of very, very interesting vignettes that, as they are being played in this drama, where one group doesn't know what the other group is doing, so too they were actually filmed that way, simultaneously, within a 3 to 4 hour period after much rehearsal, here in the back lot of CINEKYD Enterprises. Let's watch part 2 of The Neptune Disaster.
bulletin number 374, 26 October 1978, 1600 Zulu. To all stations. American liner SS Neptune, now 18 hours overdue. Last reported position, 250 miles off the coast of South Carolina. Routine radio communication suddenly lost with no distress signal. Early search efforts unsuccessful. No sign of ship or survivors. Search area being expanded to entire Bermuda Triangle area. End message.
If it hadn't been for that little brat, we wouldn't have been in trouble. Just after we landed, she was fooling around with the boat and let it float away with our supplies. In the morning, we realized our boat was gone. And of course, she said she didn't know how it could have happened. We decided to look for food and fresh water right away. I asked the little brat to help, but she said her father was the captain and she didn't have to do anything. And her mother almost let her get away with it. Finally, we got organized and began to search the area.
It's a good thing we are members of the swimming team. When we went to the island, our boat tipped over and we had to swim to shore. We were all very tired, and we slept till morning. When we woke up, we found that Sally was in pain. She had been pushed onto some rocks by a wave that night. We all thought she was okay then, but she had really been hurt. Upset. Our coach had been in another boat, and we didn't know where she was. There was no one with us that could help Sally. I realized soon that we needed help, right away.
I really shouldn't have gotten angry with her. After all, she was used to the luxurious life of a Hollywood star. And here we were, shipwrecked on an island with no food or water. But she was becoming hysterical, and that was no help to anyone. I guess that was no reason to slap her, though. Two young fellows with us had been looking for food and water. They were members of the Future Scientists of America, but they had no idea where or how to find food supplies. I guess I got a little angry with them, too. Then Mary came running up. She had gone to get the last of our supplies from the boat. She was nearly in a panic. She said the boat was gone. I told her that was impossible, but she insisted, so we all went to investigate.
We told Mike not to wander away from our camp, but he had to explore and see just what he could find on the island. But then, he didn't return, and we decided to look for him. Of course, some of us searched more enthusiastically than others.
There was no adult with us to help us. Somehow we got our boat to the island and I thought we were safe. But then Timmy got very sick. I didn't want to be in charge, but no one else would do it. When the guys started fighting, I had to stop them. When I told them we had to help each other or we could die, they decided it wasn't such a good idea to fight. I guess they were really just as scared as I was. The first thing we had to do was find a way to help Timmy.
Coast Guard bullet number 392, 31 October 1978, 0400 Zulu, to all stations. American liner SS Neptune recovered, disabled on Bimini Atoll near Marshall Islands in the South Pacific. All passengers and crew rescued. Captain and crew unable to explain the mysterious 20,000-mile journey. Incident is under investigation. Survivor list follows.
So I'm really pleased that you could be with us for this week's edition of CINEKYD Theater. I'd like to invite you to join us next week, the next chapter of The Mystery of Seven Keys, and some other really big surprises. Don't forget, we're just about to begin the actual filming of Gargantua, the ninth wonder of the world. That's the big, exciting challenge that faces our junior and senior high school students. And we're also ready for the start of Camp CINEKYD, a marvelous day camp experience for youngsters in 3rd through 6th grade. We have some very attractive brochures that we'd love to send to you, or you're certainly welcome to pick them up at our campus. Give us a call at 65 experience to become a part of CINEKYD. Just a willingness to try. Until next week, same time, same station, this is Bob Clark saying good night and God bless. Now, how's the kid going to behave? Is he going to talk openly?
No, he's going to be nervous.
He's going to be exactly right. Come on. Nervous, medicine. You're going to put him at ease. Getting to tell you a little bit. So you're a little nervous there, Kevin, as you really are. Just relax. Let the doctor roll all that. Go, doctor.
Good morning, David. So, I want you to just relax right now. Take a deep breath. Okay. Now, okay, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm here to help you.
Okay, cut. That is fantastic. That was so realistic. Excellent. Okay. Both of us. That's really good. Were you beginning to feel nervous? Were you? You were moving in there.
I'm nervous.
I realized you started to roll as soon as you stopped, and you just kept going. The more you attempted to put him at ease, the more nervous he became.